I'm not into the new one.
I haven't seen the newest.
Neither have I, but I'm
one's
just
fine.
assuming.
Yeah.
New one's totally fine. It's just not
good.
It's just not my jam.
Because Jack Black or The Rock has to pretend they're Danny DeVito, and that just sounds amazing.
The Rock does.
Yeah.
You get to see The Rock doing something other than The Rock. That's the best part of the Jumanjis.
I don't know if I'm ready for that. I mean, he was Scorpion King one time, and that was rough. So.
Scorpion King's pretty much just a rock. Just doesn't talk so much.
Yeah, I suppose that's true. Yeah. Never drops people's elbow. Could give a mean rock bottom with a scorpion body.
He's never done a people's elbow, I don't think, in a movie.
No, lots of rock bottoms.
He's done a few rock bottoms. He's done a bunch of spine busters.
The elbow, maybe Vince owns the elbow or something. Maybe the elbow's trademarked somehow.
Could be.
There's no ropes.
That's a good point too.
That's because he's got no ropes.
Did you see Hobbs and Shaw?
No, I haven't seen Final Fantasy, Fast and Furious.
Nice. 8, 7.
I've seen up to 5, maybe.
5's good.
I don't think I've seen 6, 7, or 8.
It's a weird place to
Or
stop.
maybe I've seen up till 6. I've seen however far they went up to on whatever video streaming service I was watching them on. I was like, oh, I watched 1 and 2, which are Tokyo Drift, which is the best of the series.
Very good. Very good movie. 5 is...
do not remember 4 at all.
5 is very good. 4 is a good one not to remember. 4 is not bad enough.
Is Jason Statham the bad guy in 4? I don't
No,
remember
he's
4
like the
in
bad guy
slightest.
in 7.
Yeah.
I think. Because then he's the
he
good
hasn't
guy.
shown up
Because
yet.
then he's a good guy
busy
in 8.
transporting then.
Yeah, I need a transporter.
He kills Han.
I know. It's all about family. You can't just fucking welcome. That's why Hobbs and Shaw's fucking bullshit. You welcome this guy back into the fold
No, I
after,
think they're going to disown them both in the next movie.
or Han is going to be alive,
Han's gonna
and
be
finally justice for Han in the game.
Han Solo.
Okay, I'm
Soul?
out. I'm back.
Soul?
I'm back up. No,
Hyphen O?
How about a movie just about Han?
Yeah.
Solo Han. Nobody's ever really gone. Hi, welcome to the show. It is January the 13th, 2020. Welcome to 304 of the Talking Reckless podcast. I just shifted this show into gear so hard that Oliver got whiplash.
Paul Walker is gone.
Paul Walker, may he rest in peace. We were just talking about Fast and Furious. Yes, Paul Walker's gone.
But the hologram isn't.
Yeah, it was in 5. 5 was where they had to they CG'd him a little bit to make it up.
His brother was in
Over
there.
his brother.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Brandon Lynch is here.
I'm here. I'm cold as ass.
Yeah, it's extreme cold warning here in Edmonton, and the furnace is off. Bryce Zinnick has taken his gloves off
For now.
Yes, they were on during Tron. They have come off now for
Tron
the main
was hot.
show.
I'm pretty cozy right
It's
now.
Very steamy Tron.
Good. 5 layers on. I got my
Scarf.
toque, my
Yeah.
scarf. I'm ready to go.
If you at home missed Tron, that's the longer premium version of this podcast, ad free. I mean, this one's ad free also, but you know.
Also, Tron is not longer than this podcast.
That's correct.
Yes.
Well, Tron is the whole show. Tron is the whole pre-show, and I mean, you know, we refer to the first part as
I see.
Tron, but really the whole package is Tron. Anyways, go to the Patreon, patreon.com/talkingrecklesspodcast. Maybe you sign up, you know, maybe get yourself a little $5 pledge. You maybe get a little longer podcast, higher audio quality, all sorts of goodies, extra goodies on there. You want to know how to grow a beard? That's on the $5 tier. Look at me. I think I know a thing or two about growing a beard.
It's fake.
That's
You glue it on.
Yes. Step 1, turn down the beard difficulty to easy.
Yes.
Step 2, glue it on.
Yes.
Yeah, go visit us over on patreon.com. So Talking Reckless Podcast. Tons of things up there. We've had some changes now. The top 2 Patreon tiers tie into Rolling Reckless, our D&D campaign. We'll have none of that has come to fruition in our D&D game, Rolling Reckless. Go listen to that, but will soon.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Exciting stuff. And yes, our D&D podcast, Rolling Reckless, is out now. Anywhere fine podcasts are vended near you. It's a new... Is this the first show of the new year? Nope. I don't know. Everything sucks.
Fuck, what are we even doing?
2020 fucking sucks.
It's great.
2020 you know what?
great.
2020 is great. 2020 is great. I can't... As a broadcaster, 2020 is great. I have some gripes for 2020 so far.
As a person?
2020,
On a
yes.
personal level?
As an individual, 2020 has been a little tough.
But as an optimistic podcast host,
Glass half full, baby.
yep.
Glass half full. You guys play any video games?
Let me tell you right now, There's not a thing worth playing out there. Every day.
Yeah, it's
every
done.
day I wake up and I fucking look at the Xbox store and I look at the PlayStation store and I know damn well that new games didn't come out overnight. But I look at it again because I was like, one of these, when a man gets hungry enough, something shitty is gonna start looking pretty good. And there's nothing on there I want. I'm counting the days until that stupid Dragon Ball Z game comes out. Not even gonna be good.
bad.
It's gonna be a bad game. It's gonna be $80. It's gonna be $80, and I'm gonna fucking play 10 minutes of it and hate it. But it's the first thing that I'm interested in that's coming out.
Matt and Brando knowingly buy another shitty Dragon Ball Z game,
Yeah.
part 19.
They put them out in January because there's fucking nothing else.
Yeah.
So many times. Xenoverse,
Yeah.
Xenoverse 2.
Fighters was January. Fighters was good.
I think Fighters was February. I mean,
early.
semantics,
Yeah,
but Fighters was very good. It
Yeah.
just bounced off it. There was another. There must be.
Jump Force.
Oh yeah, I didn't
Jump
buy
Force.
Jump Force. Thankfully, that's a Game Pass one for me.
Yeah.
So
There you
thank God.
If they don't put the Dragon Ball Z in the title, I'll just fucking. What do you think I'm searching for when I go in the store?
I'm so.
Jump Force.
It wouldn't be Budokai. There must. I didn't.
hate
Is there
Budokai.
another Dragon Ball game in there between Xenoverse and 2?
What's the one where you create your own character?
Xenoverse.
Oh, okay.
It's Pizzicolo.
Pizzicolo. Yeah.
Game fucking sucked. This new game looks so bad. This new game looks exactly like Xenoverse, except what if there were way more mini games, and what if they were way shittier?
It is fucking insane how many times I will have played that same story
I know.
in a video game.
I know.
The exact same one.
It looks.
Sometimes there's
I
clones.
can't help myself.
Sometimes there's clones. Sometimes there's Pizzicolos.
This
but
time, I think it's
always
just the
same
original.
thing, yeah.
I think we're just getting here's the Saiyan saga. So here's this, I watched Goku pass Krillin the Spirit Bomb, and the animation doesn't look very. It's like static in a way where you just see the backs
I was
of
kind of into that stuff.
the backs of heads, but they're just still like it's in the 3D world, but the characters don't move. But you can still hear their VO where it's like, oh, here's clips from the anime.
It's like a Pokemon fight where like the back of the head like comes in from off screen.
Yeah.
And the enemy's over the shoulder.
It's
Use
gonna
Spirit
be
Bomb.
It's gonna be bad. I know. It's
but
gonna be
there's nothing
so bad.
else.
I know, and I'm
What's,
still gonna buy it.
What's the next good thing? What's the thing that you guys are looking forward to?
Is there something in March?
Wow, March?
Animal Crossings.
When's The Last of Us? Is that March or February? That's soon. That's soon.
That's kind of soon.
I feel like
let's
The
see.
Last of Us is summer.
No.
Well,
no, it's not summer. It was
I just
supposed to be
saw-
this year, and it got pushed back till.
I just saw a thing where they laid out some of the higher marquee games before
Oh, May.
PS5 comes out.
That is
Yes.
summer. End of May.
that's spring.
May 29.
Um,
I don't know. Final Fantasy Remake's in March. Doom is in March.
Okay,
yeah.
Doom's pretty good.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy Remake.
I'll
Didn't we do
play
this?
that.
Didn't we do this last week? Didn't we
Yes.
like look at 2020 ahead? I don't remember.
I wasn't
Oliver.
here last week,
Disappointing
but
week.
I'm actually really looking forward to something to play.
Let me talk about Doom.
Because
Rip and tear.
You're looking forward to something, or you have something in mind?
both.
You should just finish that Stranding.
I'm not going to finish Death Stranding. Death Stranding was a piece of shit.
You have to.
Ooh.
And this,
have
yeah,
to.
that's on record now.
But
I
but
can.
You don't,
I really
you
can.
don't know that it's a piece of shit. I've only told you the Earth is flat, and you just believed me.
Yeah.
You don't know it's a piece
Matt
of shit.
should be wrong.
Matt
He isn't.
cynic, full of vitriol eads, who hates
This-
all video games.
No.
Did you get to Heartman?
No.
Oh
Fuck's
boy.
sakes.
You haven't even seen. You haven't even.
I can't play that game. The gameplay loop of it is just so off-putting.
We should do.
Like
We should do the pass and play thing one day on stream where you can. We'll both get in voice chat and you pass it to me and I'll do the deliveries and stuff. I'll
Yeah.
get all fucking baked
and then
like
what? You're gonna pass it to me in the cutscenes?
Yeah.
yeah
Yeah.
yeah
Yeah.
yep.
Just send me links to all your Death Stranding playthroughs. I'll just fucking watch those.
You won't really hear anything over me just going for fucking 12
No,
straight hours.
for real. And I think this is the first time I have voiced my opinions on the show of this. But like, fuck, I can't do that game.
No.
No, like,
Why not?
Carrying shit isn't fun.
no, it sucks. And the way
I actually kind of enjoy. Initially, I actually kind of did enjoy.
Hey, I'm
the-
just fucking
I know.
putting it out there. I actually there's parts of that game I kind of really like.
every
but-
now and again. it's like,
and then just the way
all right.
just the way the combat is, just the way those vehicles sort of drive, I'm like, I can't do this. And like the whole like shared world thing where people are helping each other out, that's not something I'm into.
Yeah, fuck helping other people.
I love that part.
So do I. That's one of the only redeeming things about that game.
I fucking loved when I'd see people like said, I was like, yeah, this guy got put a good zip line up.
Yeah.
I would have been fucked if I had to cross this river and fucking Blunt Smoker XX put a big old bridge here.
Oh god, well, I'm gonna go make a strand contract with Blunt Smoker XX.
He'll get you where you're trying to go.
Thank God.
But yeah, I've read into things. I've spoken to you, Matt, about things, and You
should watch the last. In typical
I kinda want to
Kojima fashion,
too,
there's
also,
there's 3 hours or so of cutscene. It's broken up by gameplay, but you could I'm sure you could find it. You should just watch that last chunk with and maybe I was gonna say the connecting material leading up to it, but there isn't any, so you should just watch that last chunk.
I don't know, so I'm going to say that I don't know if that plays without having put all the blood and sweat. I don't know if it plays
like Doki Doki.
anyway. Yeah.
You need to suffer.
Yeah.
Sort of what I was saying about the whole thing, too. Like, he puts a lot of weight into these characters in these situations where it's kind of unearned. Mm-hmm. Me watching the last 5 hours of that is completely unearned, and I'm like, oh, and that's why I kind of haven't done it already.
Some good performances.
Yeah.
Hardman gives a very good. Die Hardman gives a really good. I mean, the performance has no weight and makes no sense. I fucking hate that so much.
I think there's a supercut of all the cutscenes, and I think it's like 11, 12, or 13 hours.
I'm actually
No, that's probably right.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
I'm surprised it's quite that much.
Maybe I could, but then also like,
you should just
don't listen to them. Your time has value.
Then yes. You know what, Bryce?
What are you gonna make more? What are you gonna make boxes? That's a mean
These
thing for me to say. Those are very. I don't know. I just jumped on. What do you make more fucking smoothies? There's something I can hate on. Why don't you go buy some fennel instead of your Death Stranding and go make your stupid health licorice bullshit smoothie?
You could learn the entire lore of Kingdom Hearts.
Death Stranding is the ultimate bullshit smoothie.
You know, only like 2 or 3 for Kingdom Hearts.
Point of order. Maybe not. I was going to say I would much rather play Death Stranding than Kingdom Hearts 2. Not much rather.
No.
See?
Maybe not rather at all.
That's the thing.
If Kingdom Hearts 2 were directed by Kojima, I'd probably have finished it just to know, like I did with...
Sure.
Yeah, no, they're probably about the same.
Kingdom Hearts is...
flawless.
Yeah.
Put the words in your mouth. I got you here.
No, Bryce is right. My favorite daytime show. I think that I will say Kingdom Hearts is a better story than Death Stranding.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll buy into that. Yeah, sure. I'm on board.
Seeing it's all this type of shit, then totally okay, good.
But don't you want to know?
I feel just no.
Don't you want to know?
No.
You're just gonna go on blindly loving. Hey, Kojima's putting out Metal Gear 6, and you're just gonna like. Let's not talk about that.
That's the difference, though. Like the characters and situations and the world of Metal Gear is something that I've for the last fucking 12 or 13 years of my life,
because you love anime.
Yeah, and that's a whole nother conversation.
Totally
too.
is though. Death Stranding has like almost no anime. It only has the pervy parts. It only has like women who are squeezing their breasts together for some reason. Well, they give a reason in Death Stranding, but it's pervy. It's pervy like all those Japanese, like all of Hideo's games are. It makes you ashamed of your words and deeds, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was gonna say instantaneously want to say that's too bad. That's too bad you're not liking it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, as someone who did the 50 hours, saw the thing, and is now far enough away from even that, I'm like, fucking put that game down. You can put that game down. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah. I'm just leaning on
so many good games that I want to talk about at Game of the Year.
Just not playing any games.
And that's also another thing. Like I feel like a failure in a way that I'm like
look at that box you made.
Thank you so much. No, in a couple weeks here, we're all gonna gather as per tradition, or you guys are gonna argue about fucking video games that I haven't played. And I'm like,
you're gonna stick it out as long as you
can. You're gonna get drunk and then be like, Death Stranding has to win.
I guarantee you, I won't do that.
Okay, you heard it.
Sober words, drunk deeds, Oliver.
I will, for the most part, stay silent during that show.
Good.
Well, you don't have to stay silent. Your points will probably be irrelevant, but you feel free to make them.
Yeah. Just do your research and play the role of the critics.
Yeah.
Like, you can be our Metacritic.
I don't want
Go in there, pick one game, read a bunch of takes about it, and then come in and champion that game with those takes that you stole.
Famitsu gave it a 40 out of 40. It's a perfect video game.
Fuck, for real?
I mean, it's Japanese
Yeah.
reviewers. It's our North
It's Hideo
American.
Kojima.
This game, I
Yeah.
gather, hit much better in
I
Japan,
bet.
and surely the writing is better in the original Japanese. Surely
Oh.
the English, or maybe they have the same names in Japanese, but like the English, like blank blankman,
Yeah.
I would imagine is
Okay, that's like my favorite part of the game.
I mean, mine too, but it's fucking stupid. Force Pushman. You seen that new movie with starring Force Pushman?
I'd watch that movie.
Yeah, so would I. I started playing Resident Evil 4 this week.
Okay.
That's,
I've never played that video game.
Neither have I until this week. Plays a lot like 5 is and like 7 actually in a lot of ways.
I've
Where
never played 5 yet.
Which one's 4? Characters in 4?
Leon and Ashley.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Set on
In,
the
like,
cube?
Spain.
No, set in
Europe.
yes, Spain,
Yeah.
Europe. You're in an old castle. There's
Yeah,
a
that one's good.
little child in like a tricorner hat who's like, I own the castle. He's really fucking weird.
That was
That's fucked up.
essentially the Renaissance of
Yeah,
Resident Evil.
this is the one everybody is like, oh, this is my
Yep.
favorite Resident Evil. It plays really well, even like to date. It's not. It
Same sort of like zombie sway, gun sway.
Yeah,
trying to
totally.
Time the sways.
plays exactly. I'm pretty sure 7 played like this. Where you got to hold you got to hold aim, bring the gun up, and like kind of aim around. Like 2 plays exactly the same, where it's like the modernized tank controls.
Right, yeah.
Which is totally like I've played enough of those. Like I know to shoot the guy in the head, run up, kick him, and then I just gotta use my knife to save bullets or whatever.
Right.
Like 2 totally taught me how to play Resident Evil in a way. It's good. It's really good. You are sent there to rescue the president's daughter. You're sent to like, the STARS member Leon Kennedy, Leon 9 Inches Kennedy, sent off to rescue
He got
Sorry.
like promoted or something.
Yeah, he was a cop for literally one day.
Yeah, that's his first day on the job.
Rookie cop. He was a cop
I mean,
for one day.
you put that guy in the Hall of Fame if he does what he did on his
Yeah.
first day.
The dialogue is like, again, I'm it's a Japanese game. Maybe some of it is in the translation, but like Leon is a fucking bro in a way that makes none of the other characters are. He's talking to like this like weird like ritualistic man with like tentacles coming off. He's like clearly a BOW and has like an eyeball staff with these massive like nightmare glowing eyeballs on it or whatever. And he's like, oh, Leon, blah 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 blah. And Leon's like, yeah, I don't think so, bro.
He's a ninja turtle.
And just drops. He is, yes, and just drops bro in a way that like. And there's a couple other times where like totally out of nowhere he'll be like get real, dude, in a way that you're like, what the fuck, Leon?
Can you imagine
he
that
does
guy?
sound like a Ninja
Can
Turtle.
you
now that
imagine
you
being
bring
the
it up.
guy with the staff just being like, I don't know.
And you're rescuing Ashley. And you know, like sometimes in video games, you'll get an escort mission, and like you know, you have to keep you and the other person alive. You're like, wow, this part sucks. I hope this is over soon. It turns out all of Resident Evil 4 is kind of an escort mission where Ashley is constantly following you, and
I don't want to
wait.
play that game.
It's there's some parts where it really fucking sucks.
You can dump her in a dumpster.
You can dump her. I learned a little later. You can dump her in the dumpster.
And then
She's
then
safe.
just go on.
Yeah,
Okay.
just leave her. I'll come back for her at the end. Yeah, she sucks. The escort part sucks. She's supposed to be 20, like an adult, a fully like thinking, functioning adult,
Right.
Who's just so fucking useless. Like, there are enemies, and if some enemy gets near her, they will grab her, and if they make it to a door, it's like, oh, they captured Ashley, game over. As she's running back to Leon, she will like take no pains to avoid enemies. So if Ashley's getting captured and you shoot the guy who's holding her. Also, you can shoot Ashley, which is really funny when that accidentally happens. We're like, hang on, Ashley. It's like, Ashley's dead.
Whoops.
But you shoot the guy that's holding her, and then she falls to the ground. It goes, Leon, in this super annoying voice. She's the same lady who voiced Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob, and you can kind of hear it if you know what you're listening for. And then she just runs headlong into the next dude, and he grabs her, and she goes, Leon! You're like, oh, just a second.
Yeah, but
Runs
they're
to the next
probably all
dude, and goes,
tied up.
Leon! honey, just a second.
Like if they're grabbing her, then free shots for you. Yeah, that's all part of the plan.
It's a lot harder when they have Ashley because you got to shoot in the knees. They don't actually shoot Ashley, and she sucks. She's fucking terrible and so useless. The traps.
This is people's favorite.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like she's useless in the anime way that female characters almost always are. The traps in this castle make no fucking sense in a way that they're like Scooby-Doo traps where the one that stands out is I don't even know how to. So Leon and Ashley are just in an empty hallway or whatever, and they both have the virus in them. You find at the beginning of the game, they both have a virus. They get an egg in them, and the virus is like growing or whatever, and they're coughing up blood. And Ashley starts like coughing blood and is having a seizure basically. And Leon's like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" And makes his way over to her, and she just freaks out. She's like, "Don't touch me!" And just fucking like starts like flying all over the hallway for no reason. And then these gates start coming up out of the ground. There are these lines on the ground where these gates come up, and one goes shing up and separates you from Ashley. And Ashley goes, "Oh!" and then stumbles back. And another gate comes up and goes shing. And now there are two gates between, and she goes, "Oh!" and stumbles back. And a third one goes shing. And then there are 6 gates, and they'll go shing, 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 shing.
Yeah.
In a way that like. Okay, if Ashley didn't fall back exactly, like these gates could have impaled her, or she got stuck between any of these gates.
Right.
Like, okay, all right, let's say it works.
She's like Indiana Jones.
Kind of. And then the end of the trap is just her kind of with a few feet between the wall, and there's like a perfectly symmetrical rectangle in the center of the wall, exactly Ashley's height. And I'm like, oh, don't touch that. And she falls against it perfectly with her hands up like this.
Right.
And then these metal bands go out of the wall and close around her. And then the wall spins around.
Oh,
and you're like, what the fuck is happening in here?
What a terrible.
Like, who made this?
Series of events.
There's another plan later, too. Another trap later, which is literally you're in front of the little lord with the pirate hat, and he's sitting behind a big desk, and he literally has a like spike trap. He pulls a big lever that goes, and the floor opens under Leon in front of his desk and falls 2 spikes. Like, what is even happening?
Jesus.
And Leon, for the first time, reveals he has a grapple hook, which he like throws up and saves himself. I'm like, where the fuck was this 10 hours ago? All things said, it's a fun game.
Yeah,
It's
very, ridiculous.
It's very highly regarded in the Resident Evil pantheon.
Super, super ridiculous, though.
I might play it after I play that third.
3 remake or whatever.
3 remake.
That comes out in January, I think. Maybe that's what I was thinking of.
Maybe.
Not January.
That's not so soon.
Maybe February.
Maybe February. Yeah, the last one came out in January.
April.
Find a release date on that for us, would you? Sure.
We did talk about all of these last show.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. So yeah, Resident Evil 4, very good. I think you'd really enjoy it. You known Resident Evil liker.
Yes.
I'm sure we'd have a great time.
I've liked every Resident Evil game I've played.
And actually, she is bad, but she's not like. She hasn't made me stop playing.
You don't think she's secretly in on it, hence falling back 6 times, then perfectly onto
I
the
don't
rotating?
know. I don't know. She's 20, and there's this Spanish guy named Louis who's like, "Oh, Ashley should stay with you because you are better with the ladies." I'm like, Louis, what the what? Okay,
It's like a wingman.
Yeah, I guess. April for Resident Evil 3.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. Oh, and did Ada show up or something? I don't know. Some lady, some very sexy lady with this red dress
Yeah,
kicked a
she's
gun out of my hand and
absolutely in that.
did anime flips. And it's like,
she's in 2, right?
I didn't see her in
Ada
2,
Wong?
but I only did the Claire playthrough, but I didn't see her in 2.
I'm pretty sure I saw her in the Leon playthrough
That
of
makes
2.
sense. She has history with Leon because she shows up. She's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Leon, we meet again." I'm like,
I think
"Who the what?"
I think she is like the story where the story arc goes different for him because with Claire it's you meet the daughter, right? Yeah, and Leon doesn't never meet the daughter or anything. He meets
I
Ada.
don't remember her name. I just played that game. It's not important. The daughter is kind of like Ashley almost in a way. Little, I mean, Ashley's 20, supposed to be an adult, but little blonde girl who is useless. Very fun game though.
Cool. Yeah, it's on my list, but I might as well play that third one first.
Bryce, what have you been playing? What's a King Knight?
King Knight, I have finished the Shovel Knight series. Hooray!
Yay.
What? It's not all out yet.
Yeah, it finally came out.
Star Citizen of Indie
Finally.
Games. No.
Yep. It got released early
All
December.
right, maybe.
Yep.
King Knight's the last. So what are all the knights then? Shovel Knight?
We got Shovel Knight, then Plague Knight, then Reaper Knight, and King Knight.
Okay, 4 knights.
Yeah.
4 nights.
Is King Knight the king?
He's the fake king.
This game is about before he was a king, right?
Yeah, this is the prologue to the Shovel Knight story.
Oh, what if anybody other than King Knight became the king? Then King Knight would be like I guess I'm just knight now. Yeah. What he
Sorry, was he King Knight before he was king?
patricide knight?
Self-proclaimed King Knight, and then the Enchantress made it real and made it so the king is still out in the land doing stuff, actually boning his mom, which is pretty funny.
As kings do.
Oh,
Yeah.
Funny, I guess.
Yeah, right.
Sexy.
dear
Depending on how you look at it.
yeah.
Depending on which state you live in.
It was all right.
Yeah.
When you walk up to a character,
Yeah.
do they call you King Knight?
I think they...
Do they call you King Knight?
No, I don't think they say your name at all. Yeah.
I'm just trying to
Writers
see.
probably didn't know how to get around
Well,
that.
yeah, that's kind of like, would you be King Knight? Would you be King Shovel Knight if Shovel Knight became the king, or would Shovel Knight become the King Knight?
Maybe it's just Knight, and then...
And he would cast down his
King
shovel
Knight.
forever
Right.
and take up the king.
Or King first, Knight second. King Knight. It's tough to say.
We'll think about that.
He's not the real
Yeah.
king. He paints his palace gold, and then...
Yeah, fuck yeah, he
overthrown.
does.
That's pretty cool. That's a pretty alpha way to handle that situation. Is just paint where you live gold
Paint
and call
this fucking
yourself
thing
king.
gold. Pimp my castle.
Is the worst story of the four. Yeah. Does have a fun little card game, though.
Gwent.
Pretty
That was
similar.
upsetting.
Yeah.
The only fun little card
Yeah.
game we know.
There's so many fun little card games. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's
It's
the
a
same.
positional
It's the
card
same
game.
thing, though. Like not the card game, but the game is the same game. Like it's the same style of game.
Platformer
They
jumping
made
on
every
folks.
level probably a third or half as long as the other characters because they want to introduce a mechanic and then get out of there real quick because
I
they
see.
become very tiresome with they're the fourth character going through the exact same levels and the same iterations.
Sure.
Is it the same? You're playing through the same levels every time with every new knight?
They're all slightly different, so your knight can actually function through the levels because they'll have different mechanics. So
Are all those mechanics like when you played Shovel Knight, where you're like, oh, that's a thing I can't do till I get Plague Knight or whatever?
no, they're not complete. Like I guess the aesthetic is the same, but the mechanics are all different. Because the Shovel Knight, because he can bounce on things when he's thrusting down, just like Link.
Yeah.
Reaper Knight can dash across things and climb up walls,
Just like Link.
just like Link. Plague Knight can make explosives to get a little jump boost.
Okay.
Not like Link.
And King Knight, he can do a shoulder bash. So that's kind of like the main four things, and different levels for that.
I played Shovel Knight. That was the only one I played. I really liked it. It was
It
on my
is.
top 10 list, I think.
It's the fourth best one, I think.
Oh, that's
Of the
top
Shovel Knights.
5.
Of the Knights.
Impressive.
Plague Knight's best story, best mechanics. Reaper Knight, it's fine. Sad
Best
story.
name also.
Is
also
that-
like
Best
Plague
name.
Knight? Yeah, fun to say.
Is that all DLC off of the original
It's
Shovel
all
Knight?
free LC.
It's all free LC.
Yeah.
Holy
Well,
shit.
that's pretty wild.
Yeah, if you own
you
Shovel
go.
Knight from way back in the day, you get all three of these.
I own it
damn.
on the Wii U, I think.
I don't know then. That's a toughie.
I wonder if it came to the Wii U. Probably.
I own it on the Wii U.
No, the
should check it out.
DLC.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the DLC.
Like it's always been like a lump sum. Like even when Plague and Reaper Knight came out, it's always been $15 and you get absolutely everything ever.
Sure.
So check out your Wii U. Hook that back up.
You should.
I should. My Wii U's probably still hooked up.
They're
actually.
great games.
It
It's probably
needs-
still on. That's the one that I'm always like, that fucking
No,
thing is
that's
on.
Warren.
And Warren's like,
That's Warren's.
Warren's like, the Wii U's not on. That light just means it's plugged in. I'm like, no, dog, that Wii U has been on
No,
for
it is
10
on.
straight fucking
has.
years.
The light goes on when it's updating. It's totally on.
It's on.
always updating.
Warren, shut your Wii U off. I know you're listening. I can just see him at home right now going, it's on! Him and I
shaking
fucking-
his head.
It's on.
Is this on Switch?
It is on Switch. It's
Maybe I'll just rebuy it.
It's on PC.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't help you at all, but I own it on PC.
How are you done with your?
I also
Shovel
own it on
Knights?
PC, so
Yeah. I can't play it on my MacBook, I bet.
you could come over and play it.
Oh, shit.
Why were you winking so much?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Hopefully, for
Just a
the
little
reason
twitch.
I hope you're winking.
Yeah.
Dear me.
Did you want to give me that laptop, maybe?
I could try and get that working for
Yeah?
you. See how that goes. Disco Elysium, I get
Sorry, I shouldn't have brought that up on the show, but I always forget to
You should
bring
text
it
me.
up.
Yeah, text me to remind me because I always forget too.
Yeah.
I tried playing Disco Elysium. Sorry to hijack.
Yeah,
that.
sorry,
hijack
that was
this.
my fault.
I'm excited about Disco Elysium.
Yeah, I just bounced off. It seems super well made, and I'm maybe
A lot of reading.
A lot of reading, yeah.
Yeah.
It starts with some really strong VO. I love the first, like, I don't know, you're black. You've had a heavy night of drinking and you're blacked out. And there's initial VO, which is like really, it is amazing.
Okay.
It makes a really, really strong start. And then I played about 2 hours. It's weird. It is like capital W weird, and they are throwing all these names and places at you that I assume you come to learn, but you don't know at the outset. And there's like
Literally.
Well, and it's all like they throw the names at you, and then you find later in tooltips like, oh, here's how to pronounce them. So it's like Oranje. It's orange with a J, and you're like, oh, she's from Orange County or whatever, Orange District. And then you find out later, like, oh no, it's actually pronounced Oranje. She's from Oranje District, and
Does that matter?
Well, it did
Like
for
I
me.
called lots of places in Zelda the wrong name forever.
It did for
affect the
me.
game at all.
I don't know. It's very, very weird. Very weird. Where like the stats, the attributes you're leveling up are like electrochemistry, which is how readily you can identify narcotics. Things like, I think it's called Living World, maybe, or something, which is how psychic you are, where if you get it high enough, you can like talk to your tie, and your tie will tell you things about the world.
What?
And like it's such a strange game, and it's so hard to encapsulate how it works. Where like a good example is I chose the Thinker, who had very high intelligence, or whatever. I had very high encyclopedia stat, which would and also all the stats have a voice. All the stats write. They are characters unto themselves. So my encyclopedia will chime in every now and again and be like, "Oh, just in case you didn't know."
Is this a physical encyclopedia, or is it just your talking
just
stat?
my stat?
Okay.
My stat called encyclopedia.
Gotcha.
But every now and again, it'll chime in and be like, "Oh, here's what like Oranje County or whatever it is, or like just things about the world."
Sure.
And one of them was, I didn't even know what was happening. One of my savoir-faire told me I should do something. So I should do something Sambo style. It's like, you should do da-da-da-da-da Sambo style. And then my encyclopedia was like, Sambo style is short for Samoan boxing, which is yada, 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 blah, 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 which means fast and strong or whatever.
Okay.
Where like...
This sounds kind of neat.
Sounds like
It
Dora the
is.
Explorer.
It's weird where like my one stat just obliquely in the writing used a turn of phrase, and then my other stat defined the turn of phrase, which you might have known, like Sambo, Samoan boxing,
Sure.
I think exists in
Someone might
real
know
life.
that, yeah.
The other stat like defined the turn of phrase for me, the character. I'm like, oh, this is weird. I think the quality of the voice acting is fucking shit after those first. It's one actor that you hear does a couple different voices. You know, this is obviously the same person. Just the physical quality of the audio is so abrasive to me, where like the first few characters you meet sound like they're just recording. Like we get this podcast here has like 50 times better audio. Like it sounds like they're recording on a phone in a bathroom.
We work hard on the audio in this podcast.
We do, but like I would assume these are maybe they're not professional actors. Maybe they're just people they had around the studio or whatever. But like they're just bored, and like it is very much just somebody reading lines off a phone of like, oh yes, I will have to check that, detective. Like it's very and like the quality of it is just it rubbed me the wrong way to a point where there was like, you know, for her heard a character, I was like, ooh, she's not very good. Maybe this one actress, you had to mail her lines in or something. But then they kind of all started being very abrasive and shitty.
Sure. That's too bad.
And I just sort of bounced off it. I don't know. It's so weird and seems neat, but like I just am, for whatever reason, I'm not up for being thrown, like, you're so over your head in proper names and the world and the currency they use and the politics that are going on and what year it is and who you are and all these weird stats, and like I just
Wasn't out. You weren't having it. It's a time and a place.
Exactly. I can't really point to any one thing that it seems very, very well made. I don't know. I just bounced off it. The voice acting really bugs the shit out of me. There's two kids you meet, two very obnoxious Scottish, kids who are obviously supposed to be obnoxious. And use like,
as the Scots were.
Oh, I don't know if they're Scottish, but to me, their accent sounds Scottish, and they use a lot of like slang and colloquialisms that I don't recognize as a North American. And those two were where I turned the game off, where like this audio it is just screeching, and like this mic is clipping when they recorded this. Like this the quality of audio would not, if we ever recorded a podcast that sounded like the VO in Disco Elysium, I would not post that. We just wouldn't have a show that week. Like it is bad in a way that I don't really understand.
A damning critique from Matt Eads.
It's really bad quality VO. Acting and
just keep that laptop.
Yeah. The game around seems very interesting. You're kind of solving a murder mystery. You wake up and have amnesia, and
what? I thought you blacked out.
Well, you did.
Drunk.
Yeah, you did. You wake up hungover, and like the first few voices you hear are like your limbic system being like, "Oh, you drank too much last night, sweet brother." Like the voice in the beginning is so fucking good.
And that just falls off.
Yeah, that they really. I guess they used their one good mic to record that.
And they're one good actor.
Yeah, not really feeling it. I don't know. I might try and go back off stream and just play
Honestly,
it myself. but
that's good news because I didn't have time to play that game.
it
Well, I
might-
do now.
It might be for any. Just because it's not for me doesn't mean it's not for you. I think it's very well made, minus the quality of the VO. I just don't know if it's for me. Sorry to hijack your.
No.
What else you
are
been
you?
doing,
Would you be
Bryce?
bothered by sound like that?
I don't
Like
know,
you're
maybe
you're
not.
like a camera person, but are you
yeah.
a sound person?
I mean, I can very much appreciate good quality sound. I don't know if it would be. It would be
It would
like
irk you to the point of not playing
if
a game.
Hellblade sounded like shit, I would not have played Hellblade. If this sounds like shit, I don't know. I'd have to play it and be like, oh, I don't care that this doesn't sound
Yeah,
good.
and in a way, if it had sounded like that out of the gate, if like my expectation had, because I think that initial VO is incredible. Like I was so pulled in by that. Like the writing is just so witty and really unique that it like sets it up in a way. I'm like, this, I'm super in. If there's more of this, let's fucking go. This voice acting and this writing is incredible.
There's a lot of not voice acted text, right? Like I was under the impression that this was very much
There's quite a bit.
I was under the impression this was very much a get ready to read a shitload kind of game.
I don't. They're like, I'd say, I'm trying to think of a. I don't know if. I'm trying to think of a game you might have played that would be similar. Not everything is voiced, but some of it. The main characters, almost everything is.
Okay.
Be like a Persona level that doesn't help you at all. Less than Fire Emblem. No, Skyrim. Everybody talks.
No,
Literally.
but the books don't talk at you.
No, but every conversation is voiced.
Yeah,
you never have to read a conversation. Most of it seemed voiced from the 2 hours I played. There was very little. There is some, like the internal monologue you all read, like your thoughts you read, but
Okay.
other characters are voiced.
Because honestly, I will take bad VO over me having to read. So
not me.
If
I guess I
someone-
could just turn it off.
I
but-
know, like for me, a lot of the time, I just don't have the energy to read blocks of text.
Yeah.
Whereas even if it was a monotone, fucking text to speak voice saying it, it's like, well, at least I don't have to read this.
It'd be better. Just text to speech.
Oh shit.
It wasn't like a weird stylistic choice where it's supposed to be like a 50s popping kind of record. It was just actual bad.
I thought that at first, but had heard enough characters by the time I stopped playing that it seems just actually bad.
Oh, that's lame.
Yeah. And I have a good ear for it. I don't want anyone to think like I didn't give the sound a fair shake.
No.
You know, I went to school for this stuff and do it professionally every single day. I think I have an okay ear for it. And I think it was just, I think you got to make budget cuts where you can. And, you know, if you can get your VO for free, I hope they got their VO for free. If you can get your VO for free, why not?
Yeah. Neat.
You play anything else, Bryce?
I did not. I watched a little bit of ADGQ again.
Yeah, I got a little bit of that this year too.
Yeah. It's
Anything stand out for you? Any? I'm kind of
I'm a little over it.
Yeah,
Very much.
I was gonna say I'm over it, but I feel like the vibe, it is over itself in a way where like between sets now they just kind of the impetus to donate now. They like every time I watch, there's like we got to make 3 million guys, 3 million, 3 million.
3 million for the next game incentive.
We
Here
need 3
go.
million. Where it used to be like people would come out and like such and such is gonna like show you how he broke this game in a weird way, and like here's all these like weird little kind of connective. I don't know what you would call them.
Give us money and we'll show you a trick.
Yeah, like
kind of. Yeah,
educational
totally.
almost, yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's like they cut to their prize guy who like does a joke where he always puts money in the this is something. And,
The cringe.
Also, what is the Prevent Cancer Society? What is the Prevent Cancer Society? How do you prevent cancer? Where does that money go, and what do they do? If you give a quick Google to what is the Prevent Cancer Society, you got to do a
laptop
lot of
melts.
research to
Yeah.
figure out exactly what the Prevent Cancer Society.
It's medium shady. Maybe even more than
It
medium.
seems like it might be fucking shady.
Yeah.
as you start to look into it.
Everyone should look into what they donate to.
You should, because
yes.
this could just. I mean, I would assume it's all been vetted, but maybe everybody assumes that.
I feel like there's probably a good bet that that there's a good vetting process for something as big as Awesome Games, but I have no idea. I've never looked into it.
I think it's just a dude who started a thing, though.
the Susan G. Komen Foundation.
I think it was.
for
What does
the
that
WWE.
mean?
It's the organization that the WWE works with for Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Oh yeah.
And I think if you look into that, there's a shockingly small amount of money that actually gets put towards
Yeah.
breast cancer if you donate to that.
At least the Breast Cancer Foundation is well, again, what is reputable?
Sure.
Yeah. But if you do it right now at home, give it a quick bing and tell me in the chat, where do the majority? They should have an exact breakdown. As a charity, there should be you should be able to literally follow every single dollar that charity raises. You can't follow any of it.
Yeah.
Which, again, I'm just over here being a little devil's advocate.
This is just asking questions.
I'm
just asking questions.
Little devil's advocate, but
It's just blown out of proportion now. Just everyone donates.
Yeah, it's
I
the
don't
hype.
need to look at it.
No.
It's been going on for 10 years now.
and you say the words prevent cancer, and people are like, of course I want
Take
to
my
prevent
money.
cancer. Yes, of course I will give money to cancer's bad. I would like to prevent it.
Yep.
But I could start a Stop Cancer Foundation. What is that now? Maybe stop is that might legally, I might not be able to call it that. I could have a Mitigate Cancer associate. Like, I don't know. I got my tinfoil hat on this week, I guess.
I feel you.
Nothing wrong with tinfoil.
I did like the Metal Gear speedrun. Very good Metal Gear 3 speedrun this year. I like when the couch is like breaking down how they do the run and why this is hard. A lot of the couch this year was just like streamers memeing in a way that it's not their fault. They don't have a great venue to be funny at. It's like,
They really force it. It's their one time to shine.
Maybe
not all the
that's
content
how I
that
would
hits.
describe it. It felt very, very forced this year is how I would
Yes.
describe it.
Yeah.
Very, very forced.
Did y'all see the guy doing the BioShock speed run?
The fake blue screen.
Yeah, who faked his computer crashing.
Yeah, and didn't tell anyone.
Didn't tell anyone he was going to do it.
Had to apologize to
And,
like the tech team after. And
yeah, and fucking like put his head in his hands like, oh no. And then he's like, no, just kidding. I meant to do this.
that guy knows how to have fun.
Yeah, that guy's doing it. That guy gets my money.
To what
Yeah.
end?
Just to freak everyone out and be like, oh, his run is ruined. He's doing great and his run is ruined.
Because they have to like glitch the game out in certain ways, and he's like, "Oh, this is a lot of weird things can happen with this glitch." And yeah, it looks like the computer blue screens.
And then he's like, oh no, I was just fucking with y'all.
JK. Lol.
Yeah.
JK.
Lol.
Guy still beat his time. Had time for jokes.
Ooh.
Stopped for jokes on the way.
I watched the Mario Maker 2 team relay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was very good.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I heard there was a punch out, blindfold punch out run where two guys were using the same controller.
I didn't
One
see
guy
that.
was operating half of it.
Did they win? I bet they did it.
I assume so.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed that one.
I watched the Guitar Hero, Clone Hero, whatever it is.
Yeah, the
so they
computer one.
uploaded a bunch of video game music, so it actually won't get taken down. And it was insane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
People
It's
who are
hard to
good at
describe,
games.
but it's just very mesmerizing. All the colors just flying on the screen. They're hitting 5 buttons at once, and all the little tech behind
I
it.
saw a gif of a guy that did it. It's neat.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anybody got any other games they played here? Part 1 of the
Told you,
show.
there's nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing
slow, a
out
little
there.
bit of a slow news week, and I'm losing feeling in my toes, so we'll power right through here before
Yep.
the
Moving
pipes in
on.
Kevin's house burst.
It's so fucking cold. Like I can't even believe that a human home would get this cold.
It's an
A
old
place
house.
where a person lives.
Yeah, it's chilly down here, and we've had the furnace off all day.
Yeah.
I guess.
Like it's been more.
You could die. You would die if you
Probably
stayed
like
in
that.
this
If
room for a while.
if you fell asleep down here, you wake up tomorrow dead.
You would not wake up tomorrow. Yeah.
I also played a little bit of Wreckfest, which is a driving game that's on Steam and Xbox. It's neat. It's like Demolition Derby, races, you smash into each other, physics, tires go flying everywhere. I suck ass at it because you have to slow down to make turns, and who the fuck slows down in racing games? Not me.
No, that's your immediate. I'm turning this racing game
Yeah.
off. Is if I need to brake to make a turn.
It's
What are you playing? Gran Turismo?
yeah, no kidding. You can really you have like a health total, so you can not make it through the match through the race. You can DNF, did not finish. So it's fun to like. I don't know. One time I drove a bus when everyone else was driving race cars.
That's pretty good.
I'm not gonna win, but I'm gonna fuck some people up. It's pretty fun.
That Fast and Furious game isn't even gonna have a brake button.
I hope not.
Do you have to go forward?
They get mad if you go backwards.
Oh,
so I
who's
did. The royal
man?
the people,
Like, the people or the
people
game?
that I was racing. It's kind of bad
Essexes?
form to go backwards.
But if you're a bus and don't stand a chance of winning, it's last man standing.
Eventually, once
Destruction Derby,
you get
yeah.
far enough behind, these are races. There is a Destruction Derby mode, but once I got far enough behind, I would usually turn around. But then I would only try to hit the people in like the first 10 places. I'm not gonna fuck with the guy in 17th because why?
Just to watch the world burn.
That's right, Agent of Chaos. Some news. I got a few stories here. Microsoft has come out and said that Xbox Series X games will work on Xbox One for now. There will be no Xbox Series X exclusive games. They will all work on Xbox One. That is a hard sentence to parse.
Yeah. That's I feel like them saying that, as much as it's very customer friendly, I think that will legitimately dent your sales.
Oh yeah, why would I
don't
buy
think
this?
so. It's
Series
a
X?
computer. It's just a computer. It will run at higher fidelity on your Series X, but it will still run on your One.
Right. I knew they were going to build off the Series X in that way, where it's like, well, you're going to plug in stuff in and we're going to update this thing. You're going to be able to use the Series X for a long time. I thought they would still do a hard break between One and Series X. Because for me, I'm significantly less incentivized to get an Xbox One Series X if I know I can play everything on the Xbox I own right now.
Totally. You're still going to, though.
Well, my Xbox One is going to crash and burn soon anyway. So
People like the people who will know this news, the power users, like us at this table, and the fine folks who listen to this podcast.
Yes. Power user Brandon Lynch.
Power user Matt Eads are the type of people who, even though they know this, will still buy. It is a positive to the folks who know, and to mom and dad who are just buying their kid the thing for Christmas.
Right.
I think it.
But
I don't think it hurts
I
anybody.
wonder if I would if I had bought an Xbox One X. Yes, that's.
Oh, I see. If you, maybe
Like the
not.
step-
yeah.
yeah,
If
like the
the
step
jump is
between.
is smaller.
Yeah. Or I'm like. Some of this, I guess, will be answered when you come out and see what this thing can do. If it has the no load times and it has that kind of stuff, but
Ray tracing
for me,
or whatnot.
If the games cross over in that way, it's purely a hardware upgrade.
Well, look at Control on the Xbox One.
Oh, it's
versus
absolute garbage.
How it might hopefully run well on the
Right,
Series
but I
X.
still played Control, and it was one of my top 5 favorite video games of the year. So
Yeah, I still maintain though the power users don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
We'll buy it anyways.
sure.
And they're all coming out on PC anyways. Also, like the era of exclusivity is hopefully behind us. We'll see.
This is the wrong way to think and the negative way to think about it, but it's also almost like I'm bummed that the stuff they're going to be putting out on the Xbox Series X can even run on this old stuff.
Hey, I suppose that's like being mad when minimum wage goes up because you didn't get a raise.
No, it's different because for me it's like, okay, the jump's not going to be what I thought it was.
Yeah.
The jump is going to be incremental because these things can still run this game. It's not going to be like you have to get this because the fucking things we're trying to do.
Who knows though? Maybe they'll have two. Maybe it'll be two completely separate.
Maybe
Download two separate executables
Sure.
where this one only runs at whatever 1080 and this one is 4K 60 with the ray tracing and the
Sure.
look how many extra bricks there are in Control or whatever. We'll see. I don't know. It's I mean, as someone who's broke as fuck, maybe I will hang off on buying. We'll see a Series X, especially if all their games are coming to PC, like they've claimed they have, or will be. WB Games Montreal put another teaser out. They really want to remind you, hey, we're making a Batman game. People started to, apparently the scuttlebutt is maybe this won't be a Court of Owls thing now. Remember the original thought was Court of Owls, kind of this shadowy Gotham Illuminati type group, I guess. Again, I'm not way into the comics, but I guess there is like an eagle or something in the sigil they tweeted, which makes people think it's
Eagle's almost an owl.
But the eagle's an enemy of an owl or something. I don't know. People seem to think that maybe it won't be this Court of Owls thing now, and I don't fully understand why.
What is our
honest.
resident Batman expert wearing a Burton sweater think?
Eagle on a crest tells me it's a Superman thing. But that is
Is
just
that Superman? Is it an eagle on a?
no.
He's
Well,
like
he's
the
the
American-
American thing.
Oh,
But I mean,
Superman
that's
ever been associated with an eagle though?
the
They both
statue.
fly.
The statue
Laser
that they
eyes.
erected when he died the first time was him holding an eagle on his arm.
Yeah, of course he was.
Yeah,
Big
fucking guy.
fucking American flag flying behind him.
Yeah,
Stupid man.
Stupid. Batman vs Superman. Think about it. Never been done.
Never done.
Greatest crossover event of our time. Pokemon Sword and Shield are getting expansion packs. This is actually kind of a big deal. Pokemon for the first time is getting DLC. Usually they re-release the game, kind of in like a, Persona does the Royal version or whatever they're doing now, or Pokemon would do like Sun and Moon came out and then Sun Ultra or Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Black and White came out and then Black 2 and White 2.
Aren't those like different games though?
Well, same game, more Pokemon.
Well, Black 2, White 2
expanded
actually had a
little bit.
different story most of the time from Ruby, Red, and whatever the other two are
is like
called. Same story, just it functioned better and
Right.
maybe there's a little more Pokemon.
So instead of that, now apparently we're gonna get 2 DLC packs are coming for Sword and Shield. The pass is 30 bones. Will get you the Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra are the names of the 2 packs. Over 200 new Pokemon.
Woohoo.
That's a lot of Pokemon.
That's a lot of Pokemon.
How many Pokemon are in the game?
400 and some.
That's a lot of Pokemon. I mean,
Now
in
you
the
have
grand scheme of
600.
all the Pokemon, that's not all the Pokemon.
Well, people
But
are
that's a lot of
surmising they're
Pokemon.
going to release all the Pokemon eventually because it's going to
thought-
be 100 per DLC here. So if they just keep cranking them out in those chunks, they'll get there real quick.
I thought I read
right?
a thing where they were like, "That's fucking
Never.
impossible."
Yeah, I thought they. I also thought I heard that Game Freak said they could never have every Pokemon.
they were
and
like,
I'm looking
"We
it up right
can't
now.
balance that shit."
And they can do it. They don't care about balance. Fuck that shit.
They claim that they care about balance,
Yeah,
which
but
is
they
why they.
don't.
And to their credit, like, how are we supposed to balance 1,500 Pokemon? Like, that's a very good point.
Give
You
them all
don't.
the same EVs and IVs, and then just let the types have at each other. But no.
Well, you gotta evolve
There's
your
disparity.
Eevee into like a Flareon,
I
or
wish you could evolve Eevee into a bigger Eevee.
yeah, just normal type.
This is normal,
Just
big
double
Eevee.
normal.
But with two
EEVV.
has 2 tails instead. Wait,
What about 9?
tails?
Yeah, I can't find that quote. I heard it. I heard it.
But
From
bring
somewhere.
all the legendaries back.
Brando
and
heard
2
it too.
more legendaries on Armor and Tundra.
But did I hear it from you?
No, I know who we heard it from, and I don't trust them. He's
Warren.
too tall.
This fucking Warren.
Yeah. God damn it, Warren. Pokemaster Warren. One of the bug trainers you used to meet in Radio Blue was named Warren. One of the very first trainers you met in the forest.
Precious few Warrens out there.
was Trainer Warren. Yeah, it's true.
And crushed him.
Yeah.
Like the buck he is.
Yeah. Well, he brought 2 fucking Caterpies to fight. like,
what a noob.
Come on, dude.
It's
I got
fucking ridiculous.
I got this
in that
Charmander
forest.
over here that's just like murdering these Pokemon.
And I'd always just get him like to level 20 in that first patch of grass before I even fucking set out.
wanna fight?
Give me your money.
Yeah, every time. That's right. 200 yen. And the last story I have this week. That Magic Legends, the free-to-play MMO they announced at the Game Awards. I pulled this for Bryce. I don't know if you care. I pulled
No, this
pulled
sounds
for
and
me
looks
as well.
stupid.
I haven't actually. Have you seen it in action? I've just read the story and went, "Oh, neat. Okay."
I saw like an advertisement for it on Facebook and I thought like, oh, this is just some shitty ripoff that they're trying to get me to buy into, but apparently it's legit.
So it plays top down like a Diablo, and you're kind of getting loot and stuff. It looks like, and mowing down monsters by the dozens or whatever. You'll have a deck of 12 cards while you're playing. Brando, you're gonna love this. You card player Brando are gonna love this.
Yes, I'm intrigued. You can tell by my eyes.
You have a deck of 12 cards. You hold 4 in your hand at any given time, and then using a spell gets the card replaced by another in the deck. So instead of Diablo having like your 8 set abilities or whatever, you have 4 at a time that will cycle in a weird way where like, okay, I use my, I don't know, fireball or whatever. And then that goes back and the deck, I draw a new card, and like, oh, I got an ice storm or whatever. Which seems weird. It seems very strange.
Let me tell you, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories did this mechanic, and it's garbage.
I was trying to figure out why this sounded familiar.
Metal Gear Acid did this mechanic and it's dope. Metal Gear Acid is a dope ass cards to actions game.
Okay.
It's actually quite a bit.
There are good
Very
ways to
cool
do
game.
it.
Yeah, this one looks like, is it just kind of a different way of doing a cooldown? Of having, instead of having abilities that just cool down, they kind of cool down because they go in the deck and you need to use
I guess.
other ones.
But there's a chance you can just redraw it again, maybe? Who knows?
Oh, I never thought about that. Does the deck get shuffled? I would assume you go through the whole.
Well, I
don't
assume it won't
know.
go on the bottom, but it could go somewhere.
And
And I
apparently,
think you're counting your cards like in a way where you're like, okay,
Just like Slay the Spire.
I know the fucking 7 somewhere in here. I need the fucking 7.
yeah, or I already used the 7. I know it's not coming
Yeah,
up
so I
till I
can't
drop
lean
through all
on the
these.
7. Yeah.
Yeah. And apparently it'll have a smart AI director, kind of like Left 4 Dead used to have, where it'll dynamically control how many enemies are coming in the strength and stuff. It looks like a departure from what those perfect world MMOs traditionally are, in a way that I will actually check it out. I like Magic. I like Diablo.
Chain of Memories.
I love Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories. I don't know about this card
It's one of the
thing.
worst games I've ever played in my life.
Dear me.
Metal Gear Acid.
Metal Gear Acid. That's the last news story I got this week. Oh, colors are a thing in this Magic MMO, and they will auto sort themselves apparently. But that also implies that you can get that the colors will matter. Of like, I only have red spells in my hand and only green mana or something. Implies that mana will factor in somehow.
Cool.
I don't know. I'll check it out.
Yeah, sure.
I'm wondering if I want to just do a no games with cards ban for 2020.
So you won't be able to play Cyberpunk.
Do they have a card game? Yeah, they do.
You won't
Because they
build-
talked
Well, I
about
can
that.
just not play the card game.
Oh, okay, well, no, see that. So you can play as long
I
as you
can
don't
play
have to
Witcher.
play the
I can't
cards?
play Gwent.
Okay, so you can play Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Right.
You just can't play. Well, Triple Triad probably won't be in that first.
I can play Red Dead 2. I just can't play poker.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair enough.
Yeah.
And if a game happens to be all, what about like SteamWorld? What about the SteamWorlds?
Fuck them.
Oh,
Fuck 'em.
SteamWorld.
Fuck 'em.
Kind of cool.
That first hand of Gwent, they kind of force you into playing.
Yeah,
In
I
The
would have
Witcher?
to stop, which would have
Yeah.
sucked.
Do you ever have to play one?
I
You
think,
did just the
I think
very
Oliver's
first one.
right. I think there's like a
the-
tutorial game
yeah.
of Witcher.
But you could have done the equivalent of just quit the game. Geralt could have just upped the table.
I could have got Warren to
I don't want to play
fucking
Gwent.
do it for me.
No Gwent in the show. What a
Hey, it's just
We got time.
This
We
could
got
be
time.
a
Just
fucking
the beginning.
12 season
the
show.
only Gwent I want to see in the show is either like a whole arc where Geralt goes and learns to be a Gwent master,
Yeah.
or like someone asks for a game and he's like, "Fuck off."
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
all we ever hear about it.
Either no Gwent or
all
Gwent. Yeah.
yes.
That's some
And I
season
want-
8 bullshit. Just
I want
run the whole
Geralt
thing.
to play a Geralt card to win.
That'd be good.
That would be good.
That'd be good. Or play the card of the person if he's playing against
Yeah.
Walter O'Dim. He fucking plays the Walter O'Dim card.
Or like a card that is Geralt like cutting off the head of Walter O'Dim, and Walter
Yeah.
O'Dim's like,
It's totally not his name. What's his name? He's the fucking Hearts of Stone guy. Something O'Dim. Gaunter O'Dim.
Walter O'Dim.
Gaunter O'Dim. Master Mirror. These games are so good. Podcast, talkingreckless.com is an email address. You want to write in here to the show. You can drop us in our Discord. You can drop us in our subreddit, r/talkingreckless. To find our Discord, just head to our website, talkingreckless.com. I pulled 2 emails. This one I can get through pretty quick here. Overburden writes in and says, wondering if you guys had thought again about doing a Control spoiler cast. Just getting through this game now. Would love to hear thoughts on the deeper story plots of this game. Thanks again for the podcast. The window. It's not that the window has closed, but come January the 25th game of the year, we will very likely talk in depth about Control.
generally these things happen pretty quick if they're going to happen.
Yeah. Well, no. Usually they do. Not
Yeah.
always. It's always worth asking. Not to say we want to.
I am of the mind that if a game is in like my top 5 games of the year, which Control is, I'll probably do a spoiler cast on any of them.
Yeah.
But it's
I think
sometimes
Control-
tough for us to get.
Control's not like we don't gotta hit Control when it's like hot and fresh. There's so much to unpack in Control that we could do a full 4-hour spoiler cast on every dossier in the fucking item thing.
But I think, like you said, we're going to talk about Control plenty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you'll
Come
get
January of the year.
you'll get your fill of Control talk.
Yeah.
Come Gotti, which is on January the 25th. Come and join us. Meat writes in and says, afternoon / evening, good Reckless Brothers. Pardon me, and Happy New Year to you fine folks. With the Gotti Show coming up, I'm curious to know, what did you think was an interesting game mechanic that pushed some games above the others, or made you enjoy them more than you might have otherwise? For example, Sekiro's Resurrection mechanic, Death Stranding's community building, Brando's favorite, Slay the Spire's deck building, Outer Wilds' quantum fuckery.
I've never seen deck building before.
It's like when you like put boards together behind your house, a place to barbecue and
Oh, I see.
trim the hedge. It looks a little bigger.
Woodworking.
It's the same thing.
Any like stand-up mechanics from last? I mean, he named a lot of them.
He named a lot of them.
Yeah, the quantum fuckery is definitely.
Yeah, the quantum fuckery is cool. I think the standout mechanic for me was probably the Death Stranding thing, where that was the thing where I'm like, oh, that's fucking no one's done that. That's really neat. Whereas everything else he lists is kind of like, maybe they did it best.
Yeah.
Maybe they improved on something that's there.
I will remember the game as having that mechanic, but I will remember Death Stranding as the mechanic, if that makes sense. I think I totally agree with that.
Like when people say, tell me about Death Stranding, I will be like, it fucking had this really dope multiplayer community driven thing and everything else was trash.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't Sekiro's big thing the stagger mechanic, not the resurrection mechanic? Or whatever they call the
I know what you mean.
bar.
The like the posture and the parrying. I would totally, if I had to pick a mechanic that I thought defined Sekiro, yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's
The
sweet.
posture thing?
Yeah. Which is a thing we saw kind of reappear in a form in Fallen Jedi Fallen Order.
Yes.
That's a very good point. The posture system is definitely something from
unique.
last year that I think we'll see a lot more of, honestly. Like, that is a smart way to do you can do a lot of different, not just sword fighting, you can do a lot of different types of gameplay like that, I think.
I will say the thing with that resurrection mechanic is it very, like when I first started, I was very much like, okay, this is not an interesting mechanic to me at all. I every now and then I get up until I figured out how it worked. It seemed kind of arbitrary, where I was like, okay, somewhere along the way I picked up another revive. But then as I got to the end where the bosses were super hard, there would be like I would be consciously aware of like, this is a run where I'm going to have 2 revives. This is a boss fight where I'm going to get to revive twice because I've done enough damage to get like my second revive almost all the way up.
Yeah, or
so
got a killing blow or something to refill.
Right. So I could die once, and then as long as I could get a killing blow to take down one of their health meters, I would get a whole nother revive, which would like instantly be like, okay, this is my run where I'm going to use items. This is my run.
Let's get serious.
I got to get serious because this is something where like, not necessarily in a good way. Sometimes it frustrated me because if I died that time where I'm like, well, I couldn't beat him with 2 revives. Now I got to just kind of keep losing to him with 1 revive until that run comes around again. But it was something where I was like, well, this is kind of neat that every now and then they're like, well, for every 100 deaths, you're going to get that second revive during a boss fight. I thought that was kind of interesting.
Yeah. Resident Evil 2 Remake's map really stood out for me this year.
Yeah.
That is the best map in video games. Yes. God, every game should. 4 kind of does have a map. It's not quite as in detail as 2's, but 4 does kind of have a map like that.
Stuff is Resident Evil centric, and they just did the best job. Like the Resident Evil 1 still had like red room means there's an item in there and blue room means there isn't, and these doors are locked. Like that stuff is before Resident Evil 2.
Oh yeah.
But Resident Evil 2 just cleaned it up and literally put an icon for every item that you saw and didn't pick up.
Yeah, it's very
for a completionist.
I love it.
It was excellent.
Someone at Capcom realized it's not fun to just comb over that space and try to find every little treasure or whatever. Thank God they did.
Nobody does it anymore. Everyone immediately looks up a guide.
Yeah.
I really like the ship in Outer Wilds. That was my thing in Outer Wilds, other than like the great world building and everything, which has been done in other games before. That the way they thread the needle on that ship between I'm in control but not in great control ever, or like at the very end of the game when I had spent hours in that ship, every now and then I'd still lose focus and just come in screaming hot at something and crash against it and everything would blow to high heaven, and I'd be like, well, that's the end of that run.
Ollie, any standout mechanics from any of the games you... Did I just wake you up?
I couldn't even say. It's Death Stranding is the only thing I can talk about.
Yeah.
And even that I didn't really like. But I realized that without that whole thing, that game would be just a shell of something.
You could play it offline.
It would be a movie.
Yeah, you could play it offline and just see the couple developer placed ones.
No,
you could pee outside.
I understand why it works.
Favorite system of the year: peeing outside, Conan's house, and Death Stranding. Read a story on Kotaku this week about how there's been more piss on Conan's house than everywhere else in the game combined, or some shit.
That's pretty good.
Everybody pee. You gotta pee. You save it up to go to Conan's.
Yeah, that's your character. Conan O'Brien.
Cosplayer.
Yeah, the cosplayer.
Mario Maker 2. You can be Link now.
That's kind of neat.
Yeah.
You get arrows and bombs and...
Is that neat?
block.
It is. I think it's neat. It's mechanically different. Like
Yeah.
it is not
Big
like
change.
we put a skin on him and he controls the exact same way. Like you can make different levels
Yeah.
for Link.
That you play in a Mario level?
Yep.
Does it work?
Oh yeah, it's dope.
Cool.
You can, like get coins or something with the arrows.
Yeah. You can like
Yeah.
you shoot arrows like over like walls and hit bombs and the bombs blow up and
Oh, that's very cool. Oh yeah, I forgot they put that whole big update out.
Yeah.
Linking a bunch of stuff.
Check it out.
I think I just might.
Beautiful.
That's cool.
Podcast. You want more?
the flying in control was fucking. I don't think I've ever played a game that did the hover fly thing as well as
The
that.
text treatment that every new area in Control gets, where it's just like,
Oh yeah,
in the
that's
center of your
dope.
screen. Yeah, there was another game this year that I feel like did big, bold text treatments, almost like that. Maybe I'm thinking of a TV show. I think I'm thinking Watchmen.
The
or something.
Watchmen.
It was Watchmen does it, yeah.
Yeah, I love those text things
Yeah.
in Control. Those are dope, and the sound they were like
Yeah.
every time. Podcast. TalkingReckless.com is the email address. You can write your emails into the show. A little bit of a shorter show this week, but a 40-minute Tron to make up for it. So make sure you visit the Patreon.
Oliver has frost in his beard.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. I really hope my car starts
We
after
have to
this.
get outta here.
It's getting cold to the point
I'm worried
where
about Kevin's pipes, actually.
Oh, it'll be fine.
it's not freezing cold in here. It's
I'm
just
just
cold
worried
in here.
because it's
Don't worry.
down there.
We'll wrap this up right now.
We had this discussion with my buddy who just got a new apartment, Andy, who has the same kind of heating system as us, where it's the
Steam pipes.
Going through the vents in the bottom.
Yeah.
And I opened his door, and it was like probably 7 degrees out. And I opened the door and walked away just to let it cool off. And he's like, "You gotta close that. The fucking pipes will freeze." They say if you leave the door open, the pipes will freeze. And I'm like, "Andy, that's gonna take
Think
at the
Think of how
you're gonna have
cold
to
the
leave-
pipe would have to be,
Yeah, like,
Andy.
we'd have to get this whole building colder than it is outside for that to happen."
Podcast at TalkingReckless.com, your email address. Drop these electronic items there, or on our subreddit over at r/TalkingReckless, or on our Discord. Rolling Reckless goes pretty regular now, Sundays at 12:30 Mountain Standard on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TalkingReckless podcast. Come and listen to that, or find it in podcast form. Just look up Rolling Reckless. If you wanted to take a minute and just rate and review this show and or Rolling Reckless,
You going into
I'd
an accent
appreciate
there?
that. I don't know, was I?
sounded like
we've been playing D&D all day, and I
Take a minute.
honestly can't stop going into them.
Yeah.
And I noticed Oliver keeps doing it also a little bit.
Yep.
You just want to take a minute or two, right? Maybe
Just go practice.
Yeah.
That's right. Visit the I fucking don't even remember what I was saying, but
That was the accent though. That
Right.
was
yeah. No, I know.
floating in,
Yeah, you find it there.
Rate and review.
Oh, that's right. Write and review us over on. See, now I'm losing it because I'm thinking about it on iTunes. What do you want? Do you want the bird? I could you.
There's a good
Oh, yeah, give me the bird.
thing that he did on the bird.
Give the bird.
If you're going to leave us more than, say 3 stars, we can negotiate a little bit.
That's
but
pretty good.
I'm just a wheelhouse of accents. Tune into Rolling Reckless for all that, as they say, and more. We don't place them. All right,
Okay.
let's
You can't.
It's a little bit of Swiss in there.
a little finish me. I don't know. But yeah, go listen to that. That's a real dumb fun podcast that I love doing. So check that as well. If you enjoyed what you heard, please consider supporting us over on patreon.com/Talking Reckless Podcast. We are a teeny tiny podcast who are supported by about less than 60 people. 60 people have kept the show running for the last 2 years. So thank you very much to those fine folks. If you want to join the Elite 60,
As
you
we
can
call
do that
It's our faction.
over at patreon.com/Talking Reckless Podcast. And thanks again to Oliver. Thank you very much for
You're welcome.
spending the whole damn day down here.
Very welcome.
Brandon, thanks so much.
Happy to be here as always.
Bryce,
Thank you. Keep
thank
warm.
you. No, you. I get to thank you.
Oh.
And you at home, thanks so much for listening, making this the little biggest podcast in the whole dang world. We'll see you here next week. It will be the 305th edition of the Talking Reckless podcast. We'll see you then. I'm going to turn the streaming recording off because it is fucking freezing down here, gang.
It's getting colder.
Gang, it is like... I can't quite see my breath, but close.
My feet that are cold.
Yeah,
Yeah, my feet are cold.
my feet are cold too.
Hands now.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We will see you tomorrow for some video games. Maybe Gears with Dan.
Pray our cars start.
Pray our cars start. See you tomorrow. Not in a sec.